Hello, welcome to the Red Pill News Dispensary. This is the Red Pill. Um, we're gonna just go over some news articles today because I cannot broadcast. It was letting me broadcast earlier, but with no audio. And now when I try to broadcast, it says I tried twice. It says, broadcast not available. Please try in 15 minutes. Try again in 15 minutes. I waited 15. Well, I waited like 25 minutes. Tried again. Said the same exact thing. So the plan for tonight is just to go over the some current event news, and there's a lot of it. So all right, we'll jump right in. You know what? There's no one in chat yet. I just want to make sure this is going out. Let me see. Right there. No one in here yet. I don't know why it's not going out. They probably think it's just another no audio situation. But no, the audio should be good. Once someone's in here, give me a holler, please. All right. You know what? It doesn't even matter. I'm just going to go over this. You guys can watch it when you want. Hopefully you guys are hitting the bell. That way you'll be getting notifications. Now, basically, some of the news I want to go over here is basically we want to talk. I want to talk about the in California, a judge. Of course, this is from NPR. They love this stuff. A judge blocked President Trump's census question. He's trying to make it a census question, which makes sense to me, and that is that you have to. The first box says, "Are you a U.S. citizen?" Sounds totally. It makes sense, and that's the problem. It makes sense. So, of course, it has to be. I don't know. They're saying that they will not get a real count unless. I'll read you a little bit of this article. A second federal judge issued a court order to block Trump administration's plans to include a citizenship question on the 2020 census. A U.S. District Judge Richard Seaberg of California, of course. I bet you, it's just like New York. The next one will be New York. And then Trump's already predicted all this. And then he ended up saying, he goes, but you know what's going to happen. In the end, I'm just going to push it to the Supreme Court, and they're going to rule in my favor. And that's it. They're just wasting taxpayer money. But that's what they do. They just resist him at every corner they can. Even though they know once it goes to the Supreme Court, they lose. Which also makes me bring up, where's Ruth Bader Ginsburg? I mean, we've been saying that for how long now? Like, going on 3 months? There's been no sightings of her. I think they're just keeping her alive on whatever weird crap they got, and some stem cell something that's just keeping her alive just enough to do a daily function of get food in and water. Who knows what's going on with that. I think she could be dead. I honestly do. I just don't believe that for this long with the cancer and her age. She just came off of another operation with the ribs, and usually, I mean, if it was one of us, we'd be dead by now, obviously. Once you start having like the operations and you're that frail, and plus the cancer, it's only a matter of time. We would have been done. I mean, she's had this for, I think, 10 years or something like that. So now they have this judge, of course, in California. Oh, and To add the question has already been halted by a New York district judge. I bet you it was the Southern District of New York. You know, that's where the Democrats do a lot of their, get a lot of their rulings in their favor. However, the Supreme Court, as far as the one that got ruled down in New York regarding this, should they have it on the census that and by the way, if you guys just give me a heads up that there's audio or not. I'm assuming there is because I'm on the phone. But I'm just gonna do like a news thing today. Okay, good. I'm just gonna do like a news thing right now. So basically, in New York, they blocked him, and on April 23rd, that's going to the Supreme Court. Now that California has also blocked this question, can you put in the U.S. census? Are you a U.S. citizen? I mean, maybe this should come to some kind of, because the whole thing that they're worried about is they won't have a correct number of knowing how many people are in the U.S. Now, with some of the technology they have, I find that hard to believe. The census is almost outdated if you're doing it by mail. I mean, there's other technology available where they could find out how many people there really are. Good idea, at least. But when you got 67,000 people coming in like this month, it's kind of tough to keep track when it's growing at that rate. All the people coming up to the border, and it's why we have a national emergency. Which brings me into the next story. I understand why a lot of the Republicans, now this whole national emergency, it might get some, it's already getting some blowback. There's already, obviously all the Democrats, but, the Republicans have the Senate. However, there's already been 15 Republicans who have also joined the Democrats going against this, constituting a national emergency, including Ted Cruz, who's for the wall. He wants Trump to get the money. He's just worried, and all the Republicans are worried, and the Democrats are basically threatening. Well, okay, yeah, you do that. Well, when there's a Democratic president, we'll make sure to do a national emergency, because that's the way they look at it. They look at it as it's not a problem, even though it is. And I think everybody knows that it is. It's just a matter of, what's on your priorities. Do you care that, if you live in a comfy neighborhood, you don't feel the effects, so it doesn't seem so real to you. But I'll tell you, like, even up here in Boston, when I lived in this one particular city, it's the second biggest city in New England, and I lived in Worcester. Literally, it's full of illegal immigrants. It's one of those, safe cities. So, it's probably the most crime in all the cities, and there's some really real crime-ridden cities in Massachusetts. There's a bunch of them, but and they all have that in common: the high illegal immigrant numbers up here in Massachusetts. So I've lived in it. I was the only U.S. citizen, and there was 12 apartments, and they were all full. So, that just tells you the neighborhood I was in for a little bit. The veterans placed me there. But things are, that was years ago. Things are better now. But still, once you experience it, you have a kind of different view of it. You kind of, once you hear the gunshots, that the drug dealer across the hall is having trouble with the Dominicans and it's gang stuff. And, I as soon as I found out that my girl at the time was pregnant, we moved literally that month. And then since then, I've moved here with my daughter, just me and her, and it's been like that. But anyway, so back to the news. So, for instance, Tim Scott. I like Tim Scott, Republican Tim Scott. He came out, and he's also voicing concern that the Democrats, they're going to use this. It's going to be something, let's say it's the other way around. let's say that they think it's a national emergency because there's so many people at the border. So we have to go down and kind of like set up all this stuff to let them in and help them, and throw all this money at it and be a socialist country, or who knows, they can use their, it's almost like, oh, you're going to use it, all right, we'll use it for something that's political to us. See, to them, they look at it as a political win for Trump, which it is. It's a political win. That was a campaign, probably the biggest campaign promise, I would say. So yeah, it's a big deal. That's what a lot of the Republicans are worried about, and I don't blame them. Now, some more news. Here we go. So, by the way, I'm giving you the news that I'm giving you. It's going to be from all different sources, like the California judge blocking. That was from NPR. Okay, you're also going to get Fox News. You're also going to get, One American News. You get some CNN, unfortunately, but there is some interesting stuff. 471 parents who were removed from the United States without their children under Trump administration. Of course, that's CNN. But the thing is, the Democrats are making it impossible as far as funding to be able to properly vet these people. They've been fighting him every step of the way to make it difficult to create a problem, which is sickening. I mean, people are kind of like, I don't want to call them stupid, but not well informed. But eventually people are going to realize, like, wait, these Democrats, they didn't help the Dreamers when they could have, and when Trump wanted to. They're not helping these people at the border. They're making it more difficult to process them and vet them and all that. People are going to wake up eventually. They have to. People are waking up all the time, but I think there's just going to be this one huge moment where a lot of people wake up, especially with an election coming up. I just feel it. Something big was going to come. And let's say we did go to war. I don't think we've ever changed presidents during a war unless they died, like FDR died during World War II. We changed Harry Truman and he dropped the bomb. Officials will no longer be able to. This is a good one. So, okay. This is a new executive order. And it's scary. Officials will no longer be required to publicly disclose the number of civilians killed in airstrikes against terrorist targets due to a new executive order. So basically, let's say in Syria, we just want to kind of let Iran and Russia and, if you want to go biblical, Magog, let them know, that they're crossing the line a bit, or, prevent a slaughter. We might do an airstrike, and guess what? We might not be as careful as we used to be. I mean, way too careful under the Obama administration. You talk to people in the military, it was very frustrating. They would have the enemy in their sights and have to let them go all the time to prevent civilian casualties, even if there were no civilians. They just needed to make sure first, which is very difficult to do. So anyways, now they not only does it look like they not only have they been kind of tougher over there, but they're not even going to report. They're not even going to release to the public the number of civilians that they're killing in these airstrikes. It's kind of odd that executive order comes out now. I mean, why now? We're pulling out of Syria. The opportunity for this type of stuff is, there's less opportunity for these kind of situations, right? Wouldn't you think? I mean, I know that with this in Somalia, we've been doing airstrikes over there. We killed 44, I think, last week. That terrorist group in Somalia. I'm trying to quit smoking, by the way. It's not the same. Anyways, trying though. So, it makes you think, why would they not want to have to report civilian casualties during airstrikes, basically during war maneuvers? I don't know. What if war did break out? Wouldn't it be nice to not have to report every single civilian casualty, especially in the type of war that we would be fighting in? If we were fighting, let's say, in Venezuela or something like that, and Russia got involved and things got bigger, and you got to start making some big moves, and with the type of weapons we have, civilians they're gonna if they know that they used it against Obama, that he was scared to go after anywhere with their civilians. So it's a pretty easy, thing. Just have a bunch, just set up shop in hospitals and schools, and you're all set. That's what they would do. Now it's different. They don't feel so comfortable anymore. So it makes me wonder, why sign that in? Is there something coming down the pike? Because guess what just happened in Venezuela? Other breaking news. In Venezuela, an American journalist, his house was raided and he was taken under arrest. I don't know if they said that they're trying to say espionage, because usually that's the case. When it's a journalist and they take them under arrest, it's bogus, but it's espionage. Who knows? It could be true. I mean, we definitely have assets on the ground over there. And I wouldn't put it by them to, definitely not, especially a journalist. That's you would expect that. You would expect that a journalist would be talking to the CIA if they're having access to that type of information. Oh, I lost my page. It's great. It's all right, though. So let me just see. Okay, so, okay, so I'm just gonna reboot this video. So I just want to know what you guys think in chat. Why would he sign an executive order so that we don't have to report civilians killed in an airstrike? What would you think? And at the same time, American journalist is captured, house raided and arrested in Venezuela. They could be found this, thought it was crazy. Could they be preparing for this? Sounds shady to me. Sounds shady to me too. CJ Blaze. Just getting this back up here. All right, great. So, also, something on the side, Alex Trebek, he just reported that he has been diagnosed with stage 4 pancreatic cancer. Same thing as Ruth Bader Ginsburg. Is she stage 5? Or is she stage 4? Yeah, but so that's not good. That's the worst one. That's what, I've had family members with that, and that's supposed to be the most deadly, I believe. I could be wrong. I remember hearing that. For those who care, R. Kelly, that scumbag Skinner, was finally taken in to custody over unpaid child support. While he has all this other stuff pending with, the children and the sex charges and all that. He's not paying child support. They took him into custody over that. So they don't mess around with the child support, apparently. House Democrats erupt in protests over indirect sanction of Rep. Omar for alleged let's see this. This is the Washington Post. House Democrats erupt in protests over indirect sanction of Rep. Omar for alleged anti-Semitism. House Democrats erupted in fury Wednesday challenging leaders over indirectly sanctioning freshman Representative Ilhan Omar for alleged anti-Semitic remarks amid an outcry over party inaction to President Trump's divisiveness comments on race. Here we go. In a closed-door session, Democrats protested plans to vote this week on a resolution condemning religious hatred. I would love that. I would love that. Maybe they can stop, basically chastising Christians. A measure prompted by Omar's comments last week suggesting supporters of Israel have allegiance to a foreign country. The remarks have exploded into a large debate over how Congress should respond to individual racial and religious grievances. Blah, 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 blah. So that's how that goes. That's one thing about the Democrats that I do give them credit for. They're not scared to eat their own. I mean, like that Virginia, it was funny, the Virginia governor, but then the lieutenant governor was no good either. He had sex charges or whatever. So they couldn't go to him. And the next in line was like the attorney general. And he also did blackface. It's like, who are these Democrats? Seriously, who are they? Like, who, it's like wolf in sheep's clothing. They tend to be, on the sides of minorities when they're not. You look at their past, they're just looking at it politically, which is why they want all these illegal immigrants here and not have to mention that they're illegal in a U.S. census. We do them every decade. We've got one coming up, and they don't want to have to put that they're illegal. That'll make the number of U.S. citizens way higher than it is. And you know why they do that? They do that for funding, for social welfare programs and things like that. Okay, so there's also a lot of interesting news, by the way. So I really want to get to some of this stuff. Okay, so I saw something about AI. Did something very interesting. I want to check this out here. I don't know what happened to all my news. I had it all up, ready to go. It's like something's messing with me. Okay, I told you about Jeopardy. Oh yeah, an American freelance journalist has been detained by Venezuelan authorities in a raid on his Caracas home, according to a Venezuelan journalist union. Wow. That is amazing. Unbelievable. So that's okay. So now it's going to get real. That's not going to just happen and go unnoticed. There has to be a response to that. I mean, it's going to make it very interesting. It's going to be very sad for a lot of people, and that's kind of where my mind goes. All the pain and suffering over this that's going to happen for the Venezuelan people. They're stuck in the middle. And now this, everyone knows this Rashida Tlaib. I think she's local to me. I think she's Connecticut. She's near me. Those idiots in Connecticut. I mean, by the way, New Englanders, we consider New England, Massachusetts, and up. And then also Rhode Island. We don't really consider Connecticut part of New England. They're more like New York. We're Vermont, New Hampshire, Maine, Rhode Island, Massachusetts. Just so you know, that's how New Englanders think of it. We don't think of Connecticut as part of us. They're Yankee fans. They're just totally different types of people. They're more like New Yorkers than anything. But freshman Democratic Congresswoman, and you know this woman. You know her. She's the one who said he's an MFer, or said like F him, or when she first got elected, she said something with a swear and just for cheap political points, just to get some time on the air, get her name out there. She's appeared to clash with party leadership on Wednesday after joining protesters to say she'll introduce a resolution this month urging the Judiciary Committee, which is now, no wait, Judiciary is Senate, so no, it should still be in Republicans' hands. But regardless, urging them to move forward with impeachment proceedings against President Trump. So this Tlaib, if I'm saying that right, Tlaib, she's a Democrat from Michigan, joined protesters on Capitol Hill to describe what she called an emergency conveyed to her by her constituents. We want to be able to work on these economic justice issues, racial justice issues, and everything. But guess what? There was a wall there, and the constitutional crisis is not going to be able to. That is not going to be able to have us to be able. She doesn't talk very well. To do what? This is a quote. To do our jobs as American Congress members to push a lot of these agendas forward. So that's how she feels. She was pressed by reporters over Democratic leadership's message that unfounded calls for impeachment could spell trouble for the party in 2020, which I totally agree with. Totally agree with. That would be a dumb move. Like you wanna get the base all riled up right now. I don't think they want that. The last election was a calling. I mean, we saw a record turnout in an election where people wanted to elect the jury that would begin the impeachment proceedings to Donald Trump. On what grounds? What? Because you don't like him? Because a lot of your party don't like him? That's not a smart plan. I don't see any reasons here. She continued, this is not to say that we disagree. I think that every single colleague of mine agrees there are impeachable offenses, such as, sorry, that's me. And then she continues, that's one thing we all agree on. She doesn't say what. She just, impeachable offenses. This is propaganda. This is how it works. We may disagree that we have to wait on certain hearings, but at the same time, I think they all know the dangers of allowing President Trump to continue to violate our United States Constitution. So, of course, she throws that jab because she's trying to get at the whole, because there's also the thing with the national emergency, was that constituted? And, they're going to use it when they get a chance, no matter what he does. So, at this point, if I was a Republican, I understand that they don't want Democrats to, when they have a president in there, and I think this won't be until 2020. They'll pull some political thing, and it'll be 10 times more outrageous, because this isn't outrageous to me, but it'll be something outrageous that doesn't make sense, and they'll say national emergency, and they'll say Trump did it. So I think that's what the Republicans are fearing. But guess what? He already declared it, so they're already going to do the same no matter what. It's already there. It already happened. So guess what? They're going to do it. That's why he held off for so long, is people were telling him, listen, if you do that, then they're going to, you have to think long term. But eventually, it was just getting so bad. You guys saw the numbers in February. 76,000, with more coming, a lot more. Also, Lil Durk came out on this character here, which, Q says sometimes that, those who bark the loudest have the most to hide, in different terms. Rashida Tlaib's campaign paid her $17,500 in salary after Election Day, and possible violation of FEC rules. So, take a look at that. This woman talking about impeaching Trump. Meanwhile, she's dirty. U.S. Rep. Rashida Tlaib, Democrat, Michigan, is facing questions after campaign records revealed she paid herself $17,500 as a salary after the midterm elections and what appeared to be a violation of campaign finance rules. Can you guys even? I'm not gonna do this like this the whole show. I just wanted to show the picture really. She caused uproar on Capitol Hill earlier this week by instituting that Republican Mark Meadows, her colleague on the House Oversight and Reform Committee, had used. Because there's an amazing drop for your eyes. I hate those. Had used Trump family friend Lynn Patton, an African American, as a racist prop during Trump lawyer Michael Cohen's appearance before the panel. Later, Tlaib Meadows was seen sharing an embrace on the House floor after apparently resolving their differences. Yeah, that's because there's dirt on her. That's why. If you guys don't remember exactly who this woman is, this might refresh your memory if I show you this. If it goes where I want it to. Oh, here we go, right here.
Alright, are you done? Because I cannot figure this out.
Yeah, this is what I was talking about. So, Tlaib faced backlash. Oh man, I just messed it up. Alright, so Tlaib faced backlash earlier this year after she was captured on video just hours after being sworn in, recalling a conversation with her son where she told him, "We're gonna impeach the motherfucker." Of course, and now that's what she's trying to do, and it sounds like the other Democrats aren't on board. They know that's political suicide. On what grounds? She goes, "We never once did that." So that was that was an example of propaganda right there. That was Fox News, but I think that they were writing that more so to show um, what the propaganda going on the other side. You know, it reads not well for them. There was also this other story that I found very interesting. So I wonder what these anti-Semitic remarks were. So this Republican Omar, she's the one, the Middle Eastern woman who's now the rep. I think it's Minnesota. I could almost guess that because I guess Minnesota, they have like an influx of Muslims, especially Somalian Muslims. Um, so she refuses to comment on the anti-Semitism controversy because basically what she said was that basically if you swear an allegiance to Israel, and you know what? I mean, I think there's some truth to that. I mean, I don't think you should make it about their faith, but Israel as a country has a lot of influence, a lot of money. We have a lot of people in our government that are dual citizenship, Israel and America. So I think it is a problem sometimes, but so I'm not as I don't get as outraged as other people about things. I don't think it's. Of course, Republicans are definitely going to use that against her because everything she stands for is no good. Well, also, this is a cool math type of story you guys might enjoy. Creepy AI can spot shoplifters before they steal. Now, this is interesting. If I can just get it up. Mafugu page what? He's on? Or did he talk about this? On the Facebook. I thought you said something else. The Putin article. Apparently, that article is from 2011. What article is that? Oh, whatever that was. I'm gonna check that out in a second. I'm just gonna go over this one first. So it's a short video. You guys can watch. Yeah, if it lets me. So I'm curious. Pique my curiosity. How could AI? I don't understand. It's not even. Oh, a creepy new Japanese startup that analyzes footage from security cameras to spot fidgeting, restlessness, and other body language cues that could be suspicious. According to Bloomberg Quint, the Minority Report style technology, and then it alerts retail staffs about the potential thieves via an app with the overall goal of preventing theft. What if you have a medical condition? The company's software reportedly helped capture a shoplifter in 2018 at a convenience store in Japan. So what? One guy? It caught one guy. Is that what it's saying? The business news site reports that shoplifting cost the global retail industry $34 billion in lost sales in 2017. I believe it. It's harder and harder to shoplift, but people still do. Block reportedly began selling the shoplifting detection software this month, and it plans to be 100,000 stores across Japan within 3 years. So this is in Japan. So, but if it's in Japan, that's an ally, and we trade big time with them, especially under Trump. Trump's on. He gets along well with the Prime Minister of Japan, and they buy our steel, we buy stuff from them. Cars, whatever, and he's happy with the deal he has with Japan. They get along well, so expect that artificial intelligence to be in America soon. So, let's say you have a medical issue and you're getting a little fidgety, all of a sudden they're gonna come up to you and start checking you, see if you stole. That's great. Unbelievable. I mean, I guess artificial intelligence would be smart enough to know that you're not kind of fidgety the whole time. Maybe you just kind of get fidgety right before you do it. I don't know. Either way, I don't like it. I don't. Come on. All you need is one good guy. One good guy on the cameras, and you can catch 80% of your shoplifters. One good guy on your cameras. I've done loss prevention before. It's not that hard. I felt like not too many would steal and get away with it. And there was some I would let them get away with it because it would be some mother and with her kid, and I just don't have the heart to, obviously they need it that bad, so I just wouldn't report it. Whatever. You know what I mean? Ain't my money. But no, but a regular shoplifter, yeah, I would, you have to do your job at the same time. But you make exceptions. So so between all that, with so I guess the biggest news to me would be that this American freelance journalist was his place was raided in Caracas in Venezuela. That is going to be a match that might start a fire. We'll see. It looked like something was about to go off with Pakistan and India the other day, but yet no, the fighting does continue. I mean, they're still shelling each other like crazy, dying on each side. It seems like because I try to read both sides. That's why I gave you guys some stuff from the middle, left, right, on different topics. I always try to do that because it's hard to find the truth. Even I prefer Fox News, but sometimes they're going to be biased their way. So you gotta kind of read it all and make your own opinion, which sucks. It'd be nice to just have a news channel without an agenda, just give you straight facts. They don't twist things. But like I said, ever since the Smith-Mundt Act passed, um, that has been not only allowed to happen, but encouraged. Now, last story I'll leave you with. Um, U.S. border agents. Let me see. Well, by the way, in Tennessee, so I guess in Tennessee, if you guys want to Google this, check it out yourself. In Tennessee, they found a snake that is so big. I saw the picture. It's amazing how big the snake is that they found in Tennessee. I mean, I don't know what this thing was eating. I mean, it's unbelievable. So if you guys want to check that out, look up, snake, huge snake found in Tennessee or something like that. You'll find it easy. Um, the Game of Thrones trailer has foreign leaders, including Saudi Arabia and China, lavish Trump with 140,000 in gifts. Well, that is nothing new. I don't know why they have to point that out. That happens all the time. Gifts are gifts. I mean, that's how a lot of dirty stuff will go down. You know, like the Clintons kind of did. They kind of did it with appearances or speeches. That's how they get paid for a lot of their dirt. They get paid ridiculous amounts for their dirt. Mark Zuckerberg to shift Facebook toward a privacy-focused platform. Yeah, you know why? Because the Facebook numbers are way down. So basically, anybody that was going to use Facebook, which is basically, I don't know the percentage, but I would say like 80 to 90% of people put their information or have a picture of them or some information on Facebook. I would say like 95% actually, when you put it like that, like have any of the information on Facebook. Even somebody else and you're on a picture, even you don't have Facebook, but you're on there. Now they're going to go privacy focused. That's because they already got the data, of course. They don't want to, now that they come out what they were all about and, with that they were up to all kinds of bad news. So they're removing another Confederate statue from a campus center at Ole Miss, and the students are voting on it. It's important to know your history. I don't agree with that. Chris Watts reveals gruesome details about killing his wife and daughters. Oh, man. A homeless man, New Jersey woman accused in GoFundMe scam plead guilty. So I guess they can arrest you if you make a fake GoFundMe. I never knew that because I've seen a bunch of ones you can tell are phony. By the way, speaking of GoFundMe's, everybody, if you don't know by now, Shauna has a GoFundMe. You could probably find the link on my last live stream from last night and the night before it. That's basically most of what I have for you tonight. I'm trying to look at, yes, history does always repeat itself. And that's why it's good to remind us of our history, That was just the times. What if in 200 years, they tear down statues of Trump because he, was against globalism. And let's say globalism wins out the day. And that's just the way the world is. It's one world and all that. I mean, by then, that would be, that would be time for Antichrist time in my eyes. But let's say not yet. So it would be a one world government, all that. They would be tearing down statues of anyone like Trump, um, anyone who represents like any all of our founding fathers. All of that would be torn down. And at that time, it would seem they wouldn't understand the times today that we're going through. And everybody would be totally brainwashed that, we all live in harmony, we're all people, why have nations? That would be all the talk. That's how they would be. Who knows? What if it's like that and they're tearing down all everything that we've gone through and forgetting your history. All right, I'm just gonna check out if there's any cool tech news because I love that stuff. Again, the Zuckerberg thing. Democrats unveil Save the Internet Act to restore net neutrality laws. So they're trying to restore the net neutrality laws. I know a lot of people are actually for that. So we'll see. France plans new tax on internet giants. Okay, I thought they were gonna say on people to use the internet. I was gonna say, oh, they're playing. All right, so yeah. So Elon Musk's Boring Company could be coming to Las Vegas. For Musk and the Boring Company, Nevada presents an opportunity to demonstrate what they can do in a way a test tunnel can't. That'd be interesting as well. So anyway, just wanted to bring you some news real quick. I'm sure my Fugle reports will be on soon. And then looking forward to my Fugle tonight. He did mention something when I called, when I tried to say, yeah, and it's the red pill, the red pill news dispensary. He was kind of just like, oh yeah, no, no, tomorrow I got something. So I'm kind of curious what he meant by that. So we'll see. Thank you for everyone who showed up and everybody who watches later. Um, just wanted to get you your PEZ here at the Red Pill Dispensary. Red Pill signing out. Take care of yourself. Stay vigilant. If I can figure out how to get off. All right. Let's see. All right, guys. Take care of yourselves. Stay vigilant. And one more thing. I'm going to attempt late night to do a live calling. If Marth goes on early enough, I'll attempt it. If it's too late, no. But as far as the mods, I'll let you guys know what I plan on doing. I'd like to at least try. If it's going to be a headache, then at least I just got this out there. I just got some news out there for today. All right, guys. I'll see you.